here's the thing. So for me, plot holes are a very big, a very big no-no for me. So because this one had also enough plot holes and convenience that was unexplained, I don't like it. I did not like the movie. I thought it was a bad movie. It was bad made or badly made or badly executed, I should say, because of the plot holes themselves.
Comment down below the plot holes.
Also, just give us your initial thoughts too. We would like to know that. But yeah, my immediately I jumped to the plot holes because of how many there are and because of how severe they are.
Yeah.
Immediately with the first scene, it always starts. Their first scenes are just they don't hit.
They don't know how to start a.
And you know what's frustrating?
3 point like the start usually, huh?
Is that
I thought you were gonna go there. Sorry, I answered.
no. It's frustrating to me that like all three of these movies start with like a scene that is supposed to be like very emotionally impacting. This like, oh my god, if that happened to me, what would I do, kind of thing. Yeah. But because of the logical flaws that it has, it just makes it so like such a miss.
Yeah.
In this movie, we start with like this kid and his family being attacked basically by all the infected or whatever, and there's a bunch of kids in the room. So we know that a bunch of kids are about to die. So of course, how could you not feel bad? How could you not feel like the kids?
Yeah.
And yeah, of course, that sucks. But the way they did it, it doesn't make sense. How did this kid escape this house that was filled with infected? They don't even show it because they can't tell you. They can't show. How could this happen? They can't. Yeah. So they don't show it.
But you get the point though, right? The point is
that he saw all his family, all these kids die. His mom be like, run, sacrifice herself in some sort of way, or try to save him when she really could have closed the door behind her and ran with him or something. Whatever.
I sorry to cut you off, but I'm like immediately already thinking like of a flaw. Like, wouldn't you think like you're gonna turn into a zombie? You're gonna go after him.
You're gonna kill him.
You're gonna be the one to kill him. Like, wouldn't you think like actually let me try my best? Gosh. Like she could easily got out the other side and close the door.
Yeah.
And try to help him like escape.
She saw her own son and said, "Get out of here."
Yeah, literally. So like to me, it's like, come on, like immediately just.
It's bad.
It's the best. It's the best start.
It's the best start. Yeah.
That's not again. It's get to the part with the pastor part. Yeah. That part is.
It's clearly supposed to be emotional. Whatever. He escapes, goes to I think it's a little church that they have.
Little church. Yeah.
I'm assuming it's like a small town that like has his father. His dad is literally the father, right? Is the pastor? I think.
Pastor or priest. I don't know.
Whatever. He's the guy. And he's in the church, on his knees, praying or being grateful, I think, for this whatever's happening. And the kid comes in and he's like, Dad, shit's going wild and like I don't know what's happening. And he's like, it's okay, son. This is what God intended. Like my children are finally coming to me. Yeah. And he gives him his cross because he needs a memento to make it obvious that this is the boy that is the boy, right? This is the guy. So he gives him the cross, and he's like, go hide. Already kind of like confusing. Like, why are you saying this is what God intended? This is how it's supposed. Nothing's wrong with the world. This is awesome, or whatever. Like he's giving those vibes out, right? And then you tell him to hide. So if it was kind of like this is how it's supposed to be, why let him get eaten? Like that is what's supposed to be. Yeah. Whatever. But he says go hide.
Yeah, the realistic part would have been like go hide with them.
Right.
Like that's really what should have happened. Like what the hell? Like
it doesn't make sense that this guy is acting this way.
Yeah, and not to mention his acting was terrible. I did not like his acting at all. It was like you said it. It's cringe.
It was cringy.
It was cringy.
But
it was like almost like he was evil. Like I'm getting all the like what?
Yeah, but to be a little bit more lenient towards the acting here, I will say that the scene itself made who wrote that? Like why? What? Yeah, why? And also like the zombies all waited outside of you saw them outside of the windows before they came in as he was talking to his kid.
Well, he had to hide, Carlos. So.
The kid had to hide, so they needed time. The zombies were like, oh, easy. They need a few seconds. We're good. Let's get in. The kid hides, and then the zombies come, and then this guy's like, "Come, my children, my babies," and like literally says "children" or something like that. And then like he's getting in and he's like, "Ah!" How absurd. It's 28 years later and we don't know what the zombies can actually
And the
do.
zombies still don't know what they're doing.
So what are their fucking senses? Is it sound? Because also the kid is talking when the zombies are already in there. So if it's sound, they should hear him. If it's smell, they should smell him. How are they being drawn to these people? You know,
Yeah.
it makes no sense. They get the priest or whatever after he has his
Yeah.
moment, and then they leave. They were like,
Yeah.
we did it.
Yeah, in the last one, the father somehow kept finding the kids. Why couldn't this priest find the kid? You told him where to hide.
Literally.
Like, come on.
This priest was not an alpha.
Let's just say, yeah, that's a good point. Definitely not an alpha.
Oh my god.
That is crazy. So immediately, you're right though. The intro is just has
It's
been
bad.
terrible for each one. So it kind of sets the tone where it's like, oh, here we go again. Like this is what we're
Yes.
getting ourselves into.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. Immediately, I'm already being like, this
Let
isn't gonna be
down.
great. Yeah, I'm already getting let down.
Mhm.
I will say I was just thinking about it because the other two weren't so great to begin with. The bar was already kind of low for this one.
Oh, absolutely.
And you not liking it since you had watched it already,
And I told you
it lowered the bar a little bit more.
this was a rewatch for me.
So for me, because it was so low, expectations were so low, it actually
was funny. It was fun?
It was fun. It had the effect that it was like, oh, actually, it was better than whatever you lowered it so much that it actually.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Joker too, where the
Oh,
bar was
yeah.
so low that when we went into it, I was
It was
looking
a
at you
great
like
time.
it was just such a great time that I was like, wait, what are people even talking about? This movie is amazing.
Honestly, though, that was a perfect example of what how that affects you. You know, like
100%.
I had been hearing from every corner that this movie sucked, and that when we watched it, we were like, it's gonna be bad. So we had a blast.
We had a blast. That thing was a lot.
It was so funny. It was good. It was great.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
But yeah, this started off bad.
It was a bad start for sure.
Okay, not to mention that then it just completely changes the story. We don't. I'm just gonna jump to the end here too for a quick second. We'll
Yeah.
get back to it in detail later. But this initial start of this story with the priest and whatever and the kid does not return. We don't ever come back to the story until the last 5 minutes of the movie. It is crazy, and it's not something that I liked, but it's something that you liked, and it's fine. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
We get into the actual story of this movie, right? 28 years after that event, and we're at a little secluded island, sort of.
Quarantined island. Yeah.
Well, the whole
Every place, different places are quarantined. Yeah, but
no, the whole thing is quarantine. But
oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're
but
right,
this
you're
is a little island within the
right. Yeah,
huge,
that's safe.
Yeah, that's safe because it's an
Secluded.
island.
Yeah, it's secluded. It's an island. Yeah.
And it comes. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of a cool idea
It's
that
pretty sick. I like
the
that.
water goes down and that's how you can get through. But first question is, why do they need to leave that little island? You know, they know that there's zombies over there. Can't they survive on their own in that little island? And shouldn't their bigger goal be to leave as a whole, like the entire island? But I guess you can't because of the quarantine. But the point is why do they need to go into the mainland?
I mean, they survived this far. Why? You're right. Why would they have to leave? So to me, I agree. It didn't make sense.
Well, they did say at first they were scavenging, to get materials for their stuff, but for their town and shit. But it's are they still doing that? Is that the question? And if so, it's what are they looking for?
Frisbees.
Frisbees. And that's worth risking your life in that way,
obviously,
and risking your 12-year-old.
Yeah. See, those are the plot holes that we're circling back to the plot holes. You're so right. The plot holes always are a little frustrating.
Yeah. Well, okay. So here's the thing. He's taking the main guy, the dad, is taking his kid, who's a 12-year-old boy, on his first mission out onto the mainland, right? That in itself sounds absurd to us. Of course, it's a 12-year-old. Now, this kid was born into this because it's 28 years later, right? So he was born into this world this way. So we're assuming he's gotten training. We're assuming he's getting mentally
Prepared for survival.
Yes,
So
to be a hunter, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. So to me, after a little bit, I'm like, okay, kind of makes sense, I guess. But it still doesn't because you're straight up just putting him at risk. He's clearly not ready.
Yes.
He's a 12-year-old.
Yes.
Just wait till he's 14, 8, not even 14, sorry. That's so young. 16, 18.
Yeah.
Well, once they're more capable. Not 12,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. 12, he could do it, without going out there. He could do the training. In fact, there were kids training in the little island, too.
Mm.
Could have been part of that.
And also, I'm thinking like, why'd you go so deep? You could have like just started slow, let him like let him
Yeah.
adapt a little bit easier,
But then you don't
whatever.
have a movie, Carlos.
Yeah, it was hard to swallow to assume that
Yeah.
like this was a normal thing and this was an okay thing. And also for the kid, no offense, if this kid has been training for this long, a normal kid I understand being this scared and this whatever, it's your first time out there and like fucking up that hard.
Yeah.
And even so, like really realistically, I'm like, I get it, and you should fuck up that hard. You're a kid.
Yeah.
But then also then again, if he's that much of a normal kid, why the fuck is he out there? Like he should be trained, isn't he supposed to be a little bit more on his feet on like
Yeah.
what's supposed to happen and whatnot? He was useless. In fact, a hindrance the entire
Yeah.
time in the beginning. So it's
Yeah,
like
definitely.
I get it's his first time again. I get he's a kid again, but then it makes it hard to believe like that it was smart of them to let him go. You
For
know,
sure.
like if he's this kind of kid, like why did what?
Yeah.
But okay, you know what? I'm gonna leave it.
But it's the
That's
plot.
not a plot hole.
It's
in
the
itself.
convenience
That's
too,
just
though. The I think it's very much a convenience thing. The whole point of it was for him to find out that the doctor's still out there, and then that's the whole storyline where he wants to save
right.
the mom.
And then he goes on his own with his mom that like is like losing her memory. So it's that is kind of just like
Another plot hole. Like, how did this motherfucker should have died immediately? As soon as
based off
he,
of what we've seen.
what we've seen, he's useless. He's not all of a sudden more capable. He goes into the
Yes.
back out there, and also to just buy into the story that because there was a fire and now that's supposed to be the doctor. I know that they made it like it is the doctor, but
Yeah, the
it
convenience
should,
of like
yeah, the convenience of it. If anything, what should have happened, he shows up and it's just a fire. Like, that's it. There's no doctor. Doctor's in another place, or something. But yeah, it was just kind of dumb. And then obviously the dad not going after him like ever until the very end when there's a note.
that whole thing where like okay, the kid gets taken out to the mainland, gets shown the ropes, fucks up, and the dad is clearly capable. He isn't. The dad is clearly capable because he survives all this with a kid that was incompetent for the. He's not incompetent, but he was a kid for the entire time, right? So he survived. So the dad is like
He's just
this
making
guy.
it harder for himself. Yeah.
Comes back home and then shows like that he lives for the fame. He lives for like the cheer for me and my boy, right? Because he's
Right.
lying about all the shit that happened anyways. He's just
Right.
there for the party or whatever.
Right.
All that makes sense. He cheats on his wife because his wife, spoiler, has cancer. And at first we're like something's clearly off with her. Either she went crazy because of the trauma that she's endured, or something's off that she's like losing her memory, but also like her emotions are spiking and stuff, right? So that's all we know about her in the beginning. The cheating is what kind of shoots us into the actual storyline, I think.
Yeah.
Because the kid is like, my dad's been a liar this whole time because he lied about me being good at anything because I wasn't, and he's lied. I don't know about cheating or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he slapped the fuck out of me, and now I know that this man's dangerous to me,
Yeah.
and now I'm questioning. Does he want her to die? Because we all know she's sick, and he knows that there's a doctor apparently. So it all lined up right for this kid to go on his journey on his own.
Yeah.
He goes on this adventure. We're not gonna get to like how he was able to start the fire and convince the person to leave and all that. Whatever it happened, it's fine. He gets out. He's out there in the wild with his mom. That story, in general, is tough to believe because we already know this kid messed up, and you can say that this kid was in shock the first time around, and like he didn't know what he was doing for that, whatever.
Now he has experience.
Right, now he has experience, so it's like
Now
okay.
he's a pro. Really?
Now he's his dad.
Her dad.
Right, her dad.
Daddy, actually.
But that's not the case. Like you can tell by when he starts to sleep, and his mom is the one who has to like kill that slow zombie because he was just that sleepy.
Yeah.
It's like we can still tell that this kid is still that kid.
Yeah, still.
Where like he's better. He's got the aim now that he can shoot like one or two down, but he's not capable of like journeying with his mom, who is not fully there all the way through the forest. Like we know that that's not plausible, so of course, that's when like the military has to come in. The incompetent military
Yeah, they
makes
love
their
the
way back into the movie.
they love the incompetent military.
And I think that's what the purpose of that one was. That military dude, because this kid couldn't have possibly done it on his
Yeah,
own.
that makes sense actually.
Even though he shouldn't have been able to do it from the start, but whatever. Lasting one whole day and night on their own is
Yeah.
pretty impressive,
Honestly.
for that kid.
Honestly.
But okay, they're doing that journey during that his entire journey, which is the entire movie, second half of the movie, basically. The dad is not shown once. The village is not shown once anymore, right? Unless it's like a quick memory or something.
Yeah.
And to me, that's kind of like, I get that it's no longer about them, but it kind of still should be. The dad was able, like he was the one who could survive out there. We were shown this because he survived with this kid who could not, right? Like he had to like literally drag him and stuff, and he was able to do it. So shouldn't he go looking for
Literally.
his family? Because it's not just the kid, it's the wife too. That his family's gone, and seemingly from the end of the movie, like he is very upset and attached to that family because of the little letter that he saw from his kid, right? He goes into the ocean and goes like, "Arr!" And it's like, if that was your reaction, knowing that he's out there, wouldn't you have gone looking? The dad should have gone, and we should have seen that, and that should have been its own journey.
To me, that should have been the journey. It's like
would
they
make
die
more sense.
immediately, and he's like, "Where's my family?" I go looking for him, and then you run into the doctor, and you can't find your
And then
fucking
you see
family.
the skull of the kid. And the mom.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we get to see the mom's skull. Another spoiler. So I guess you know what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah. So that was upsetting for sure.
yeah, I get it. That it had that emotional, like the kid's willing to do anything for his mom. It just kind of
Yes. Yeah.
stupid because you're literally walking her to her death.
I mean, he doesn't know that, but
Well, he kind of does because there's zombies and he's not capable.
Well, right,
so in that sense,
right.
yes, I know he then literally did that at the end when he gets to the doctor. But I'm not even
Yes.
talking about that aspect. I'm not talking about just the fact that you crossed that thing to get in the mainland.
it would be even more wild. I mean, and like even more realistic, honestly, if he does this and he really goes like, I can do this for my mom, and then the zombie gets her, kills her, and then he's on his own, and then he realizes like how fucked up it was for him to think that he could do that,
Yeah,
and then that's
sure, freaking
his
out.
journey.
And
You
his
know what I
journey's trying to survive, trying to go back
Literally.
to the little island,
mean?
and then dad trying to find him. Now that's
Yeah.
a story.
And then like they find each other like somewhere in between, like where like they both see each other and like, Dad, he's like, son, and then
Yeah.
like that's when the alpha comes. You know, and
Yeah.
one of them has to die. That would have been a thriller.